And now, 6-1 from Chicago, Illinois, your host for the Give and Go Hoop Show, Low Battle. Hey, what's up? I'm here, Low Battle. Welcome to the first episode of the Give and Go Hoop Show with Low Battle. Hey, I'm gonna bring it to you hard, I'm gonna bring it to you real. You may not like exactly what it is I'm saying, but you agree or disagree, that's on you. You know, you can hit me back on the email, you can hit me back on the phone number, and just let me know what you think. But today we're gonna touch on a little subject I've been thinking about ever since the beginning of the NBA season. We're talking about, of course, the Miami Heat. I've been looking at this whole situation for the last 8, 9 games, and I've come to this conclusion. First of all, everybody got in an uproar thinking that the Heat was going to be, you know, the greatest team ever, better than the Bulls when they won 72 games. Well, and then they start getting on this whole big three thing. Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the big three. The truth of the matter is, they got the big two. And what exactly do I mean by the big two? I mean this. I was doing a little research, and first and foremost, Chris Bosh. I hate to bash my boy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is a serviceable ball player. He's a good ball player. But let's look at the reality of this. He was on the Toronto Raptors, people. He was on the Toronto Raptors. And out of all the years that Chris Bosh was on the Toronto Raptors, all he basically did was make the playoffs 2 times out of the entire years he was there. So now, if he was only there, he was there for what, 6, 7 years. So basically what you're looking at is a 2010 guy who was on a lottery team. I mean, to put it quite honest, he was on a lottery team. I mean, he had, total game of playoff experience. He got 11 games of playoff experience. 11 games. So when, he got with the Miami Heat and he got with his buddies, Wade and Bosh and all of this, Wade, Bosh, and, and James, that was just a friendship thing. Because the truth of the matter is, this dude has not won anything. He's not led his team. He's not a franchise player. When you talk about the big three, and you start trying to put people together and say, they're the big three, either they started off that way with the team, or they eventually, came from other teams, but they were winners. And that's the key. I mean, if we want to draw a comparison, let's draw a comparison on the Boston Celtics, since we, started this whole big three thing. Let's see, Ray Allen, he started off with Milwaukee, he went to Seattle, and then he went to Boston. Do you realize that Ray Allen got 101 games of playoff experience? Now, let me go back. Chris Bosh got 11 games. Ray Allen got 101 games. Okay, let's go to Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then he was with Boston. He too, Kevin Garnett has over 96 games of playoff experience. Every year that he was in Minnesota, they pretty much made the playoffs. Every year that Ray Allen was in Milwaukee, believe it or not, Milwaukee, when Ray Allen was there, they made the playoffs. And when he went to Seattle, same thing. Then he came to Boston, same thing. I don't even need to go into Paul Pierce of how many games he got of playoff experience as well. I mean, so what you're really looking at is, I looked at Boston Celtics and I looked at, the comparison between their big three and the phantom big three, which is really the big two. And you're looking at 148 games of playoff experience with the Miami Heat, big three. And then you're looking at over 298 games of playoff experience. I said, so if you really did the math, the Boston Celtics almost have 2 complete seasons of playoff experience. So when they got together, it was no question that they were going to gel and they knew how to win. Why? Because they came from winning programs. They were winners. Bosh, on the other hand, like I said, he was a 2010 man on a lottery team. He didn't lead Toronto to anything. Nobody feared Toronto when Bosh was there. When Bosh came to town, nobody sold out the stadium because the Toronto Raptors and Bosh came there. I mean, that wasn't really the case. Nobody cared. I said, and then, let me just kind of sum it all up. I'm not going to even go into the Celtics because you saw they kicked the Miami butt twice. Can't say that it's going to be the case at the end of the season, but right now I'm saying where they are. But the truth of the matter is, let's look at Miami, and the truth is, you do have the big two, and one of them is better than the other. That's LeBron James. He's the best player on that team. And I've watched several of Miami games already, and it is almost funny to me. If I would close my eyes and just listen to the commentators, guess what I see? The Cleveland Cavaliers. That's all Miami is. This LeBron James, all he did was trade one group of good players in for another group of good players. He's going to lead them down the path just like he did the Cavaliers. And if he's lucky and Wade health holds up, maybe they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But the truth of the matter is, LeBron is doing exactly the same thing that he did when he was in Cleveland. It's nothing changed. It is what it is. He got an okay big man with Chris Bosh, and he got some okay bench players, Eddie House and and Jones and people like that. But the truth of the matter is, Miami is just another good team in the NBA. So, I mean, I believe by the All-Star break, all the little hype will stop and everybody quit riding their little bandwagon. And I think we've already pretty much given up that they're not going to win 72 games this year. I mean, I'm pretty concerned in the fact they've pretty much lost half of that already in the first month of playing. So, I just don't really see it happening that way. But like I said, every week I'm going to come to you with something real. You can agree or disagree. You can check me out on YouTube. You can see me on iPod. You could be on iTunes. I'll have podcasts there. Like I said, I give you my email address. I give you my phone number. I don't care if you agree or disagree. Like they always say, everybody has an opinion. Mine just happen to be right. Life, love, and hoop forever. Peace.